Greetings Gemini. Hey guys, welcome to your December reading with me for 2020. Well, I was nearly going to say 2021. That's jumping the gun, isn't it? So this is the last reading for this wackadoodle weird as year, and we roll into the energies of 21. Some of you might say yay, others of you might say, well, we've experienced a lot, things have changed, things have shifted. For some people, the year hasn't been quite as bad or negative as it has for others. It's been a mixed bag, I think, all around. We are about to fall into the cusp of two of the last eclipses for the year, and these are bound to be full-on energetic force fields that hit us and promote more change as we head into next year. So December is full of really powerful astrological events happening within our cosmic skies. I will read out some of these to you. December the 14th is the solar eclipse in Sagittarius. The 15th of December, Chiron stations direct in Aries. That might be quite feisty. The 17th of December, Saturn enters Aquarius. The 19th of December, Jupiter enters Aquarius. The 20th of December, Mercury enters Capricorn. The 21st of December is the winter or summer solstice, and also Jupiter and Saturn conjunction. Phew. But those are only the major kind of aspects that are happening. Remember, there's always more going on underneath as well. So you can see how busy December is. It's just literally full on, and that's the energy that's taking us into the beginning of 2021. So we can be prepared for, I was going to say fireworks. Maybe some of the fireworks will be cancelled this year due to the big C. That still seems to be, running prevalent up in the northern hemisphere, and I think some countries are still in lockdown mode as well. So we'll just have to see how that goes for everyone. But there are certainly positive signs around with the potential of 3 or 4 companies at the moment with a vaccine on the horizon. So anyhow, we're going to be using these 3 different cards of decks of cards. This is a full tarot. It uses the chakra energy colors as well. These 2 are oracle decks. This one is quite potent. I may bring in another deck at the end, just depending on how the reading goes. But before we start, I did do some intuitive work for you, and you might like some of the messages you got. You got a twin flame energy coming through. This can be heightened levels of spiritual understanding, and some of you might even feel periods of like physical bliss occurring. Now this could occur with yourself at like a spiritual level or awareness level or an expansion feeling going out into the cosmos, or this could be associated with relationships. So for some of you, this is potentially new love relationships that could be very deep, very committed, very powerful. It could also be the fact that if you are in a current committed love relationship, it may take some sort of turn. It may evolve into something far deeper and become more spiritually oriented. There's also this possibility of falling in love. So whether you've been in love with someone before, or whether you find new love relationships, or you experience that energy of falling or being in love, this could also be quite profound. The next messages were, it said, being prepared for change, which leads to growth. You are expanding. Now this could be ideas, it could be jobs, but it's definitely about you and your expansion at a personal level. You regain or experience power. So for some reason it feels like Geminis are going to get power in this month of December. Some of you are light workers, and when you are doing this light work energy for the planet and for beings, your power brings healing when you do your work, and that healing can be very potent. It can be healing for the planet, but it can also be healing for people or citizens on the planet. So quite an expansive cosmic message that came in, and there's certainly a lot about light and love. So December for you guys, and it may be through the portal of the eclipses, could be quite like a heightened awareness month of real bliss and activity and ideas and conception and expansion and all sorts of interesting situations that you might crop up in your life. Now that's only one aspect of it, of course. So anyhow, let's start with the shuffling of the cards and see what is coming for you through this aspect. This is for Gemini for December 2020, the last reading of this year for you guys. Ooh. The first card out is the Ace of Swords. That's your energy, the air sign energy, and the Ace is usually success and getting ready to strike out and move forward in a new direction. I'll just see what else is coming before I go too deeply into that. The Eight of Wands, and we have two of these color palettes that are in the reddy orange color, which is quite often associated with the base chakra part of the body or the sacral areas of the body. You then have the Knight of Cups. He's quite often foretells a feeling of love and emotions, and sometimes this is new love coming in, new relationships coming in. He has the blue colour around him, and blue is often about communication. And of course, Geminis, communication is your area of being as well. What was that slid under there? The moon. So the moon hasn't come out for anyone else, I have to say. But of course, we've talked about the eclipses that are coming, and I did say I think the eclipses might be quite powerful for you guys. So you have a major arcana and an ace at the moment, more of the blue, so it's more about communication. What else is there in here for Gemini for December? These are really wanting to play up, these cards. The Seven of Coins has come out upside down, but that's not a worry. There's another jumper. The Seven of Swords. Two sevens right next to each other. 7 is an interesting number. We'll just take one more card, which will be 7 cards. Okay. This is for Gemini. Last card from this deck. Oh, we got more than one. We got a whole bunch coming out. You got the Death as the major arcana. It was actually up that way. I think perhaps I'll leave it that way. The Princess of Coins, the Three of Wands, and the Three of Swords. So what we see going on in here is a bit of an evolution or a story of sorts. We start off with this ace up here, which seemed to be, it was the first card out. The ace is in essence referenced like the number 1. This card can come about when success has been derived from a long-term duration event, such as planning for something or the dissolution of something that may have come about over a period of months. This can be something like a divorce or the dissolution of a business that's being dissolved or sold, and you get the final papers and you sign the documents or contracts. It tends to be that you are... It works in your favour. You're happy about it, but there's a degree of bittersweetness. It would have been nice if you perhaps hadn't had to suffer a divorce, or if the business hadn't been put into dissolution. But often this is because you are moving on into a new direction. You may have found a new partner in life. You may have opened or started a new business or a new career. So it's still an ace of prosperity and success, tied in with a little bit of something that's been a bit awkward or difficult in the background that takes it to its point of success. The Eight of Wands is quite often about very quick initiation of something. This is a card of quick movement. It can sometimes be tied into air travel, but since not that many people are traveling globally, it could represent just quickness in terms of ideas, new people that you could be meeting, sometimes romance in this card. It's also the Wands, which is the connection to do with our ideas and our creativity and our spark and our passion and our fire. So it's often associated with our career as well. So this can be new offers around job offers, changing jobs, starting a new job, starting a new business. So these two go hand in hand, and you can see that they're also color coordinated in that base sacral area of the body. So they're giving off double power to each other in many ways. It feels like there's more weight behind this that is happening. So whether or not it's career or finances or even potential new relationships, it seems to be a broad spectrum message. And I think for you, depending on how it's affecting you in your life specifically, it might be business, or it might be career, or it might be relationships and intimate, like a new partner coming in. Because after that we got the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is often, as I said, about new potential love relationships. So this can be coming in, it can be quite swift, it can be new, exciting, and it is driven by the act of emotions or love. And sometimes this is a water sign person. Now, because he's a knight, he is the initiating beginning of this potential new feeling of romance or love in the air. And it can be a water sign person. It doesn't have to just mean that for this card. It can mean that you can be passionate about new ideas that are coming in, or there's an emotional connection to this aspect of your life. So think of it as a starting point, and it's beginning to burn the flame. It's flickering away, and it will grow brighter and stronger. The next ones that came in was the moon, of course. The moon I thought was very interesting. So we had 2 reds and then we had 2 blues. So this is about communication, and I think that communication will play a key role for you in the month. This moon can represent hidden agendas with people, and sometimes this can turn up when there are 3 people involved. So sometimes like an affair going on, or something that you're wanting to hide from other people, so you're not letting too many people know about this agenda that you're doing when the moon shows up. It can sometimes be relationships, it can sometimes be career or money or finance related. So it feels as though there's a bit of duplicity in perhaps how you are showing yourself to the world, or what you want the world to know. You're wanting to keep some things secret or quiet in this month of December, and perhaps it's because you haven't fully made up your mind about what direction you want to take it in, or do you even want it to go ahead, or is it fully established, or do you need to find out a whole lot more information about it? But this moon is definitely talking to us about the eclipse that is coming, and it will reference some sort of illumination for you, or this awakening or a rising of concepts or ideas, or changing in direction, or just like the birthing of a new you. It can represent water sign people as well, and so can this card. So I'm thinking that there are water signs in this agenda that are playing a role for you. This is also about trusting your instincts very much and connecting with your psychic self. It is a card of emotions, and so is this. So both of these blue ones coming together after these 2 up here are talking about emotional balance and communication around this project. So we've got a couple of other cards that I will address as we work through them down here, that you need to really, I think, have some very firm strategies put in place for this month in December. It feels to me like masses is going on in many different directions or areas of your life, but you're going to have to be a bit careful about your dealings. There's some people around, or there's something you might be doing that you need to be cautious about. I can't quite remember how the other ones came out. I think the next one was the 7 of Coins. Now, because it's reversed, I get the feeling with this card in particular that there's the idea of spending a bit of money in December. When she's upright, she's sort of holding on to the money, and she has control of it, and she's counting it. This card is often referencing your career, or the way you have earned money in the past, or spent it, or not spent it, the way you have earned money or invested it or saved it, or come to some sort of knowledge around an aspect of life to do with your finances or career. It's a good card, but it talks about timing. It talks about a long process of being prudent and being logical and being sound and deployed to get yourself to this point in time where you have a little bit of money around you. So it's a good card in terms of solid investment or feeling comfortable with your finances. When we see it reversed, I get the feeling there was still the money there and you've still done really well and it bodes well for career or options or intelligence around career, but I think she's spending money because the money feels as though it's falling from the card. So some of you may be thinking, I've got these things to spend on. I want to buy a house or buy some investments or shares, or I want to buy a new television or a new car or something. So the next card that came out was the Seven of Swords. It's in fact such an interesting reading, isn't it? Because then we had these two kind of, I think, on their own, and these two paired up as well. So do you see what happened? We had 2 reds, 2 blues, 2 purples, and 2 yellows. So you're gaining power or strength, which is what I said in the messages that came through. Because we get these right next to each other, these same colours, it's enabling you to strengthen the area or the topic that we're talking about. It's telling you to think twice or dig deep, especially in terms of the chakras that we're talking about. Now, the fact too that these all turned up like this, all of these chakra points, so that's base, throat chakra, third eye chakra or crown chakra, and solar plexus chakra through the area of the stomach, all of these may need attention, they may need activating, they may need opening, they may need increasing or being aware of for this month of December as well. As I say, this reading's quite full on and it's telling me a lot is going on in the background, and it's also telling me you guys need to do quite a bit. You need to manage yourself in this month of December. Let's come back to this. I haven't finished. So yes, you might be wanting to spend a bit of money. This person, the Seven of Swords, it's yuck. I don't like this card. This to me is one of the worst in the deck. Don't worry that it's turned up as such, because it's a warning card, okay? This being right next to your money and the money slipping out of your hands, watch out for fraudulent deals or people deceiving you or someone stealing something off you. And it could even be like your identity, but I'm getting the feeling it could be money. So if you're thinking of buying something, check out who you're buying it from. Don't buy from shonky dealers. Don't get involved with creepy, crappy people. Do things professionally. Do due diligence on stuff. Check out where you're buying them from. Buy things from reputable companies only. Don't give out your personal details or bank account numbers or codes for this, that or the other in this month of December, because this person could utilize it and take it and rob you of money or rob you of your personal intellectual property or your passport and things like that. This can also be yourself acting in a way that you shouldn't, and it could be around money. So if you were thinking of trying to cheat someone out of their money, that they might purchase something off you and then you dishonor the deal or you back out of it but keep the money, don't do it, because this is the card of you're going to get caught. Look at all these swords stabbed right into her heart and chest. If there's anything you're thinking of doing that's a bit dodgy, even if it's relationship wise, if you're thinking about, doing a bit of cheating or having a bit of an affair, it is likely to be caught and found out, and you're going to have to make a choice, or the other half of the partnership could walk away. So that's the warning for that one. I think the next ones that came were these two. Death was reversed. This is like a major metamorphosis, but because it's reversed, it has the tenacity to say it's not such a big change coming, but it is still coming. And I also think that maybe timing wise is not quite right yet, so you're beginning to evolve into this change. And the Princess of Coins came out next to it, so the change may be around your money or finances or career options. We've seen that a little bit through the whole message potentially around money or career. So I think it is still an ongoing slow turning wheel in many ways. But the Death card is again nothing to fear. It is meaning change of an evolution, the change of a cycle, a metamorphosis, a growing, an understanding of something new coming. It just could be that it's held up one way or another, or perhaps you're not getting all of the insights or messages that you need to be able to fully comprehend this move and transition that is coming. This is tuning into your psychic self, and I think you need to do that, and we've talked about that through some of these other cards, especially so that you understand the messages that are coming and the help that it can give you. The yellow cards are also about tuning into your gut instinct and having an awareness of what is right or wrong, or what you should be listening to, or who you should be avoiding, or blah de blah and so on. 2 3s and 2 sets of yellow. So again, double the messages here, and double the power and double the strength. This one is about expansion, looking out and growing out into the cosmos and the world and the universe and everything. It's ideas, concepts, passion, career related, because this is the Wands card. So again, this is a card of positivity and pondering, where do I head for the next steps of life? And this can often be, as I said, career. It can be something you're passionate about, or something you are producing one way or another. This one is a little bit opposite. It's much more introverted, and it's coming right back into the heart. The 3 of Swords is often seen when we see a breakup or a miscommunication between 3 people sometimes, and it can be 3 people in an intimate partnership. So we refer to things again like possible affairs going on. And we mentioned that with this card up here. So there's a couple of cards in here that point a little bit of a picture about hidden agenda, whether it's you hiding the agenda or whether there's a bit of an agenda hidden from you. Now, it doesn't have to be your love partner. It can be close friends, it can be family members, it could be someone at work, it could be someone within the community. But if there is some sort of tension that arises, and you might feel that you're being left out, or you haven't been given the full set of information, or that someone is saying negative things about you behind your back, that's again where we come in here to the blue card, and we say communication is what could be useful in resolving or mediating any issues around relationships that you would like to have healed or cleared up, because this is the Swords card as well, and this is about communication. So I get the feeling that there is a lot of talking to be done in the month of December for you guys, and you're talking to people about relationships around you. And as I say, it may be an intimate partner, it may be that you choose to leave an intimate partner, you may have met a new one that you're more interested in, it could be a deep committed relationship, that's where the twin flame may have come from. So there's a lot of hidden information, and even private information that is sitting within these cards. They're not giving me a full story, they're keeping me a little bit in suspense, and perhaps they're keeping you in suspense a little bit as well. So with that, let's put them aside and we'll move on to the next deck. These are quite intense. These are the Soul's Journey, and they use mandalas. Now let's see what's come up for you. They kind of fell off. Health. I will honour the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Well, that's beautiful, and that's positive and healthy. Do think of your health in this month of December, and as we prepare to move into 21, it's a really good time to set some goals about what you desire in terms of health, how you want to start your new year coming up. They're powerful portals when we begin the new year, or when we come across our birthday time in the year. And these are the times when we often have more intensity or passion or more connection to be able to make these set goals. So being fitter, doing more meditation, sleeping more, or walking more, or eating healthier foods, detoxifying our bodies, things along those lines. Regret, I know that I cannot change the past. There's a saying I use often, and it goes like this: there is no future in the past. We are always constantly changing, and we are always constantly moving forward. And so regret does hold us back, and it stops that momentum of movement. It's a realm of self-pity in many ways as well. And yes, there are things we all do in life that we wish we hadn't, and there are experiences we wish we hadn't experienced as well. But learning from that is the great ascension out of regret, and letting the regret part move away and not have power, and just letting it like this fade into the background where it is of inconsequential relevance because of the lesson that we have taken from it. Oh, wow. Boom. Beautiful. So if you want to use these mandalas and take a photo of them, print them out, or keep them on your camera or whatever, these can be very powerful to tune into at any point in time. And you received the love, which we've talked so much about right from the beginning when I talked to you about this twin flame energy field that seems to be surrounding some of you. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So love and health, two beautiful energies to go together and provide a powerful synergy and like a powerful source of energy to surround you with. Absolutely pure and blissful. So one last deck of cards here. Mediumship. You have the natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. There might be some messages from loved ones around you at this time. You might see feathers or get chills up your spine if you're thinking of people that have departed. You might hear songs they used to listen to. You might see little white lights, or you might get flickering lights in your house as well. That's a way that spirit often can get through to us, through electrical conductivity. So it might not just be lights, it could be other things that play up or flick on and off, or turn on and off unexpectedly. The mediumship also goes a little bit with the light worker. So a lot of you, I feel, are preparing to move into much more awareness of spirituality. And there's the crown chakra. So you receive your messages from the spirit world at the highest, possible vibration through the crown chakra at the top of the head. And it says, pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. So some of you are going to get ideas of inspiration that may change your journey or change your destination, or allow you to see, feel and experience more, and to know it at the deeper level, and to feel very safe in the decisions or ideas that are coming your way. So that's another nice card to receive, and it kind of ties in with what we said earlier. Connect with your gut instinct. Even though the gut instinct is in the solar plexus area, it's still about the psychic awareness of life and hearing the messages that come in through the cosmic sources. One more card for Gemini. Oh dear, that's too many, I think, to look at. We've talked about the throat chakra before, especially with the communication. So some of you are wanting to speak your truth, or some of you may need to in this month of December. And we talked about that with this in terms of relationships. If any of you feel, you want to heal a relationship and you don't want to see it go, speaking your truth and being able to speak up clearly and freely is a big part of resolution and mediation for you guys. Books could be very relevant in terms of learning for you. Some of you may be writing a book or teaching in terms of books. More about being clairvoyant, light worker, trust what you see, trust what you hear. You guys are certainly going to experience messages from the higher self, from the cosmic, from your spirit guides. Oh, blimey. Just more and more and more. It's all about opening up to something, expansion, growing, understanding, like concepts, ideas, values, all sorts of stuff coming to you. astral travel, seeing the departed spirit people, seeing the fairies and pixies, elves, seeing movements out of the side of your eye, feeling stuff in houses, in properties, in places where you go, understanding that time is just something that we think we understand, but it's time is always there, the past, the present and the future. We're all just merging through one. Some of you may experience interesting time anomalies or situations in this month of December, and you may feel when you're walking across land, you may feel the energies of the people who have been on that land many thousands and thousands of years earlier, like the indigenous people or the people from other star planets or systems as well. The message is just going crazy now, it's going haywire. So those were just two last ones. Don't be in any fear around this. Perhaps newness for some of you. Also, if there is anything you have been worried about or concerned with, vacuum away the fear and ask your angels to help you out at all times. They're always there for support, and they want to be with you and support you and nurture you and help show you the answers. So a really powerful reading, Gemini. So many things to consider within the reading. A lot of complex messages, I think, that had different aspects that will mean something to each of you individually, and you need to kind of take the time to digest that. So I do thank you all for subbing the channel. It is lovely to have you on board, Team Celestial. I love it when you leave your comments. Do check your moon and rising signs as well, and I wish you all a very wonderfully happy and inspirational December as we move out of 2020 and into the next part of this new decade, 21. Much love, everyone. Namaste.